Welcome back to North Wales and a series that's been showcasing some of the best scenery from hiking trails through gorges, up epic mountains such as the Gwynedd, cloudy mountains like Snowdonia, and hikes that tuck in the local heritage, exploring abandoned quarries and over on Anglesey, an abandoned mine. I've explored jaw-dropping coastlines and the explosion of colour in the National Trust's Bodnant Gardens. In today's video, I'll be undertaking a short but sweet walk up to Aber Falls, though undertaken an hour or so after having hiked Snowdonia. If during the video you find yourself enjoying it, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel so that you can join me in my North Wales adventures. It could be that I come to regret this, but I have to confess that hiking up Snowdonia and back down wasn't actually as exhausting as I was expecting it to be. In comparison to the Gwynedd the other day, I'm feeling a lot more energetic, and it's still relatively early, so we've driven along to a town. It's right on the edge of Aber Falls. Apparently during peak times such as half term, which is what it is at the moment, the road can get really congested, and obviously when it's single track and having to turn around, it would be very stressful. So we decided to park at the bottom of the village. We're going to walk up, I think it's about a 20-minute walk up to the car park that would have cost £5, but by parking in the village we park for free, and hopefully we'll get rewarded with some waterfalls. Google Maps is telling us from the free car park in the bottom of the village it's going to take 20 minutes to walk to the paid-for car park, but it gets very full in peak times. We've managed to make it up in about 10 minutes, and all of the boards are now telling us that it's a 4.5-kilometre trail, and it's going to take us about an hour and a half to walk out there and come back, so 45 minutes in either direction. We have just come off of Snowdonia, but at the same time with these sorts of places I do often like to think that we can do it faster than the time that it's giving us, so we'll see how long this does actually take us. Made it up to Aber Falls in about the 45 minutes that the signs were saying that it would take if you were just to halve the amount of time, but my thinking is because of the amount of uphill that it was to get to this point, that actually it's probably more like about an hour to get up here and then about half an hour to get back, so we're hoping that we've made good timing. We have actually arrived at around about 5 o'clock, which according to Google is the time at which it closes. But again, just thinking about it logically, we thought that's probably things like the toilets and the visitors information centre, because it's not like someone's just going to be there next to the waterfall at 5 o'clock with the switch going, right, we're turning off the waterfalls now. We were hoping that by coming at around about sort of tea time that we might have avoided quite a few of the crowds, but despite us walking up and hordes of people going back down towards the car park, there are still quite a few people here, which has meant getting photographs and shots of the falls hasn't been quite as easy as we were perhaps hoping. But that said, these waterfalls are stunning, and they really remind me of ones that I've seen in places like the Canadian Rockies and in the Alps over on continental Europe. I can't quite place my finger on anywhere in the UK where I've seen waterfalls in this kind of position before, so I'm really pleased that we've come up here, even though it was quite a slog. Because even though when we first came down off of Snowdonia we were saying, oh, it's really not been that bad, we probably could squeeze in one extra visit somewhere, it has sort of taken it out of us a little bit trying to get up here, but it's definitely been worth it. These are beautiful. I forgot to mention that there are actually 2 waterfalls here at Aber Falls. We just are feeling a little bit too tuckered out to have gone on to the second set, but when I go back to thinking about how I was saying it's still quite crowded, even after 5 o'clock when it's supposedly shut, I think maybe if you were to go along to the second waterfall, it might have been a little bit more quiet. We've said that it's on the bucket list for when we come back to the area on a future trip, and there is like a full circuit walk around that they've recommended takes about 3 hours. So future trip, it's on the list.